Okay, so morning guys, welcome to another episode of the Bearded Berserker with me, Matt, and I hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday out there. And we got another review, we got another one coming up a bit later on as well. Now, for those of you that haven't watched any of my videos on my channel, I'm trying to grow myself a big, thick, decent, epic style Viking beard. And I've been doing a lot of reviews on beard balms and oils and clothing and stuff like that. And because I'm only concentrating on the small, tiny little companies, the individuals, families and stuff that are making bits and pieces out there, beard products and stuff, and not the major kind of manufacturers and stuff, because they've got, let's face it, they've got loads of money they can throw into marketing and publicity and stuff like that. And these small little companies don't have that sort of money that they can plough into stuff. So it's kind of been my way of kind of promoting the stuff that they're doing and showcasing bits and pieces and telling you guys my honest opinion on what I think of it. And I've decided as well that I've started sort of like going into the crafts and stuff like that, because all of these made by small little companies and individuals and stuff, there is craftsmanship that goes into it, because they're not mass produced, made in small little batches and stuff, and they're handmade and handcrafted. So I was like, well, why don't I carry this on to all sorts of other bits and pieces, arts and crafts? Because as you probably know, I'm in my whole Viking thing, have been since I was a kid. The whole sort of Norse mythology and everything surrounding and behind Vikings and stuff. And so I've been looking at leatherwork, jewellery, all sorts of bits and pieces, pendants, rings and all sorts of stuff, to try and show you guys that there is an alternative out there to just going with these massive companies and stuff, that the products that they're making are kind of soulless because they're made on such a massive scale, millions upon millions being pumped out. You've only got to look at some of these, how can I describe it, online shopping channels. I'm not going to name any names, where you can pick stuff up dirt cheap. And okay, yeah, it serves its purpose and everything, but it is kind of soulless. And the more we're going for these larger companies and stuff, the more the crafts people out there that are making the cool sort of handmade stuff, they're going to be like, well, what's the point in doing this? And it is a dying art and craft that people are sort of doing, that we need to kind of keep going and sort of advertising and helping these little people that have some really cool skill sets, enabling them to make some astonishing products. So I have been sent through something different to have a look at today. Now, unlike the beard products and everything else, we're not going to be scoring this out of 20. We're just purely going to be looking at the product, what it's made from, what I think of it, and everything else like that. As per usual, I will be putting links down below to the company that I'm reviewing and stuff. And before we do get started on that, thank you each and every one of you that has subscribed, watched, commented, liked the video and everything. I'm doing this purely to highlight the cool company, little companies and individuals out there that are making some amazing stuff. This has nothing to do with big companies. They do their own thing. So it's really been nice to be able to showcase bits and pieces from small companies and individuals. So thank you to each and every one of you. Hope you're all looking forward to Christmas week tomorrow, Christmas Eve. It comes quicker and quicker every year. I've got a day off work today. Another review coming up this afternoon. Glug of coffee. So let's get started. Okay, so I've been in contact with this chap a couple of months ago now, and comes from US, from Maine, and the chap is called Lucas Damien, and he does something called Hammer Forged Creations. Now, as the name suggests, he makes stuff out of fire, metalwork, all sorts of bits and pieces. And basically I approached him and sort of said, look, I think your products look absolutely stunning. Would you like me to kind of like do a review and try and get your name out there and a bit more support for you? Try and sort of help advertise what you do, because like I say, these individuals that are making stuff, it is a dying art and we want to keep them going. So this is his card. Like I say, I will be putting links down below to Lucas Damien, Hammer Forged Creations, and a little thank you on the back, which is always nice to get. And so this is what he sent through. A little box, and Hammerforge Creations logo on the front, and inside of it, packing wise, there's some kind of grassy fake grass stuff, which was quite nice that the products that he sent come on. So there you go, that's how it came and was presented. And this is what he sent through. He has sent through a knife, a forged knife and fork to have a look at. And so we're going to have a look at them, we're going to talk about what they're made of, how to look after them, prices of them, what I think of them and everything. So like I say, this is he comes from Maine in the USA, and these are made out of A36 mild steel, or A36 mild steel, whichever you want to call it. And the knife itself is made from 1 inch by 1/4 inch flat bar stock, and the fork is made from 3/8 inch round bar stock. Okay. So how much time and effort does it go into making these? Now, it can take anywhere, so he was saying from 30 minutes to 2 hours forge time. Now that's quite a long while to make a knife and fork. And then on top of that, another 20 minutes to an hour grinding, sanding, polishing and sharpening. So we're going to have a look at the knife first. So there you go. Now the knife itself is actually based on archaeological digs, and kind of with his interpretation and twist on it. You can see the Hammerforge Creations stamp on it, that's embedded in it. And this is actually based on a knife called a blacksmith's knife, also known as a Kuya brick. And size wise, if I compare it to my hand, it's probably slightly shorter than my palm. And so it's very nice. And you will notice on here as well, it's got a little dimple. Now the reason that that dimple is on there is because he's included in it a bottle opener. So you can put your bottle through there, ping the top off. So it's got a little bottle opener on there as well, which is a nice little feature on it. And I'll try and put it up close so you can actually see the work that's gone into it. And I like the fact that when stuff is made and crafted, that it's not perfect. It's got dimples and it's got little holes and divots and stuff like that. But in my opinion, it gives it a lot more character and looks more authentic. A lot of the stuff, if you do buy it from these massive places and everything, comes through so perfect looking, it looks fake because it looks perfect. And so there you go. It's a fairly thick little beastie. And so you can use this for anything, cutting meat. You can use it for cutting herbs, cheese knife, all sorts of stuff. And it's quite nice because, funny enough, I will be using this for either the meat at Christmas or putting it on a cheese board. And I think it's going to be a nice little talking piece when people come home and go, oh, that's a nice knife. And I can then go into it and that. The fork itself, this is, as he's now sort of calling it, called an infinity fork, because as you can see, it's one single piece that weaves its way along and back up like that. Now you'll notice as well with the fork that it has got 2 tines on it, 2 teens, depending on how you want to call it. Pronunciation, I say potato, you say potato, I don't know. Because apparently with the tines, teens, these are the weakest parts. So the more that you've got in there, they're the weakest kind of parts of it. And so it's quite nice. Again, it's the same sort of thickness as the knife, so they pretty much match up. And again, it's kind of one of those nice things. If you remember when you carve meat and stuff, you have a fork that you push into it and you can carve it and stuff, or you can use this to cut your cheese and then that to pick up the cheese. Not great for peas, obviously, and stuff like that, but they are stunning pieces. Now, these, like I was saying, are made out of mild steel. So from time to time, the knife will need sharpening, which is not a problem. I can quite happily sharpen stuff myself. It's quite a sharp blade on this, very sharp in fact, and quite pointy. And care for it couldn't be simpler. You just wash it in kind of like warm soapy water, give it a scrub, and then afterwards coat it in EVOO olive oil sort of stuff, which kind of creates a protective barrier, stops rust and everything else like that. So dead easy to care for. And very, very nice. And they're stunning looking things. That's the thing, it's nice thinking that there is not really another one exactly the same as this in the world. And that's what kind of makes stuff like this special, that they are bespoke one-off pieces. And like I say, he does make pretty much just about anything that you could ever want made out of metal. Just get in touch with him. Coat hooks, knives, cheese knives, herb knives, all sorts of bits and pieces he'll make. And you can see, fairly pokey and pointy. And they're really nice. Now it comes on to cost of them. Now, obviously, because a lot of time and effort does go into creating these, like I say, 30 minutes to 2 hours just for forging them, then another 20 minutes to an hour on top, polishing, grinding, sanding and sharpening and stuff like that. You anywhere up to about 3 hours to create a knife and fork. So they're not the cheapest things on the market, but I wouldn't expect them to be for the amount of time and effort that's going into creating them. So these are knocking in at the moment 60 United States dollars or USD, and put that in a converter this morning to convert that so it's up to date, which is working in at £47.66. On top of that, obviously, you've got shipping. If you do want one with the little bottle opener put into it, you can just about see that on there. He's charging 70 United States dollars, which is £55.61, which then on top of that you got your shipping as well. Now, would I pay that for this? Yes, in a heartbeat. And the reason why I would pay that price for this is because if I'm going to use it as a meat carver for a joint of meat, when I've got family and friends over, it's going to look stunning. If I have it on a cheese board with a selection of cheeses and stuff like that, again, it's going to look really stunning and nice. And just even as decorative items hanging there above my cooker or wherever, they are beautiful things. And as you can see, the care, time and effort that's gone into all the scroll work and the twisting on the handle, they are a thing of beauty. And I know it's just a knife and a fork, but I kind of appreciate the time and effort that has gone into creating them and how nice that they look, you know. And I don't know why we can't still use knives and forks like this, because so much nicer than just your usual crap that you pick up from the hardware store or whatever. So they are beautiful things, and I really, really rate them, and I love them, and I will treasure them because they are so damn pretty. So like I say, I will be putting links down below for Hammerforged Creations and Lucas Damien. So please get in touch with him if he can make anything. And I would like to do a lot more reviews on sort of forge stuff, blacksmith stuff, whether it be rings, pendants, whatever they're making, coat hooks, you name it, because I love even just the feel of them, you know. It kind of got that sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of feel that you just want to keep touching them and holding them and stuff, because they've got really nice feel to them. So there you go. That is the knife and fork and the knife with the bottle opener, based on the blacksmith's knife or the Kuya-Brick, and the infinity fork from Hammerforged Creations. It is a stunning piece, and thank you to Lucas for sending those through. I really, really do appreciate it, and hope that it helps to bring you some more advertising, promoting what you do and everything like that, and they are absolutely beautiful. So thank you for sending those through. So I hope you enjoyed that review. Should anybody have any comments, please feel free to hammer them down below. I do look at and I read and I reply to every single comment that is made. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because we need to support the people out there making stuff like this. This video channel that I'm doing is not about me. I'm just the person holding it, showing you, telling you about it. The stars of the show are the beard products and the products that I'm either going outsourcing or being sent through, and these are the people we need to be supporting, okay? So great job from everyone out there. Thank you guys. I will be doing another review in a few hours time, so please join me for the next one. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep on looking after each other. Keep on taking care of each other. Keep on growing those beards. And remember to only stick with using the small little companies, individuals and families that are making some damn cool products, and forget the big companies out there. They can look after themselves. But thank you guys. Appreciate your time. Have a lovely day. I look forward to seeing you later on another episode on the Bearded Berserker. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.